Hey guys, Retired at 40. If you've been watching my videos, you've noticed that I've had kind of a temporary setup for my freeze dryer in the garage, but it's really become more of a permanent or semi-permanent location for it. And it's been out in the garage, and to be honest, it really sucks. It's not the ideal place for a freeze dryer for a lot of reasons. So I think today I found a good solution. It's inexpensive, it's durable, it can hold all the weight, it'll elevate the freeze dryer up so it's chest level, and it'll give you room to store all of your goodies that you use for freeze drying. So when I started planning out this video, I had every intention to build a cart from scratch. But between trying to fix up the house and get it ready to sell in 6 months, because we're retiring in 6 months, and the multitude of other projects that I have, I decided it'd be best just to find something that I could buy, especially if it was affordable. With that being said, today's video will be a test and a review at the same time, because our destination today is known for questionable quality at times. I know what you're thinking. Harbor Freight, junk, made in China, but they actually do have some stuff that's pretty good quality, especially for the price, and I'm hoping that's the case for this. So the price on this is $59.99, and Harbor Freight you can almost always find a 10% off or a $10 off or a $20 off coupon. This is rated for 450 pounds, we'll be the judge of that, but 450 pounds should be plenty even with the freeze dryer, the extra gear that goes with it, the pump, the extra oil, extra water if it's draining into the cart. Another thing that I thought was pretty cool is it comes in a couple different colors, and they're actually HARVESTRIGHT colors. So this one being black, my machine is black. They also come in red. I'm gonna get this put together and see what our quality's like. So assembly is really straightforward. It's basically just 4 bolts and 4 nuts on each of these corners, and the hardest part about the assembly is really just getting it squared up. Everything else is pretty cut and dry. And I forgot to mention earlier, the dimensions of this cart are 24 by 36, so that gives you plenty of room to get the freeze dryer on there, be able to move it around and adjust it, and extra room for all your goodies. This also comes with another thing that was a necessity for me, and that's casters to be able to move this thing around. One of the worst things about the HARVESTRIGHT is that it's so big and heavy, and it's great to be able to move it around if you need to. All right, all done. Took me about 20 to 25 minutes. One thing that I noticed that I really like is down where the casters are at, the steel is actually double layered just to kind of bulk it up a little bit, because this top layer is not real thick. So since it can hold allegedly 450 pounds, it should have no problem holding me. Look, Ma, no hands. To prevent serious injury and property damage, do not ride or climb on cart. So this did hold me, obviously, but this top layer of steel is a little bit flimsy, and I think just because of the heft of the HARVESTRIGHT, I think I would probably cut out a piece of plywood just to kind of bulk it up just a little bit in the center. The next thing I want to do is drill a hole in that piece of plywood, and then eventually I'm going to drill one in the cart as well. So this tube can actually go down through the cart, and I can put a bucket on the lower shelf that will catch all the water during the defrost cycle. I think 5 inches from the corner, it should be plenty. And I'm going to do 5 inches from the back as well. Perfect. Makes it lots stronger. We got a hole so we can drain water down through. And next I need to figure out how to get through this metal. So I'm gonna mark the center. I'm gonna see if a tungsten carbide bit will go through. Cool. So you'll notice that the hole is quite a bit bigger than it needs to be. It's actually because I'm gonna run my power through here also. So if I ever need to put an extension cord or anything on here, then the extension cord can just sit in the tray down here. And everything gives you a nice clean look. It makes everything one unit. Now that I know everything fits, I'm gonna sand everything down. I'm gonna smooth out all of the corners and edges, and then I'm gonna put a layer of tung oil on it. So I'm also going to build a shelf for the pump to sit on, so it'll sit up like this. And that way when you're doing your oil changes, it's already elevated. You can set a bowl under here and it will actually just drain right into the bowl. In order to build our platform, we need a piece that's 12 by 6, 2 pieces that are 10.5 by 5 1/4, and then 2 pieces that are 6 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to nail these all together. We're going to put our top on, and that gives us our shelf. Alright, now I'm going to sand this down and put a coat of tung oil on this as well. Alright, there's that. I'm going to let this dry and then we're going to give everything a test fit. Hey, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing down below and make sure you click the bell to get notifications of new videos when they come out. You get to join me and my family on our journey through our retirement at the age of 40. And while you're there, make sure you give me a thumbs up. It really helps get this video out to the people who want to view it. Also, leave me a comment down below. I always love hearing from the community. I love hearing tips. I love hearing how things turned out for you. I think I'm going to use this extra space to put a power strip in here. So this wouldn't necessarily need to sit up on here all the time, but there's enough space that you can actually put it behind or in front of the pump while it's running. But then afterwards you can push it back. You can push the pump forward on the pedestal. You can open up the drain and drain your used oil right into a container. You've also got tons of room for all of your accessories, your oil, your filters, your oil pans, your sealers, your mylar bag. I keep a fan on my pump at all times, and of course a bucket to drain your water into during the defrost cycle. I think that about wraps it up. I think it'll be real slick the next time I use it. I can't wait to use it again. I think it's gonna make the process a whole lot faster. It's always nice having everything at chest level so you don't have to bend down to work with stuff. It's nice having all of your stuff in one area, and it's nice to be able to move it around. So overall, the cart for 60 bucks, totally worth it. It's plenty sturdy, especially if you put this plywood piece down here. In the meantime, this is Retired at 40. Remember to live life simple, and we'll catch you next week.